welcome to a new episode of Baking with Caroline and her mom. I'm Caroline, that's Mom.
Hello there.
And today we're making oatmeal chocolate cake with a caramel glaze.
Yes, that's right.
From Mom's list of things to make.
Yeah, and we're continuing with a theme or a mini series of recipes I've received from my friends.
Because you can trust your friends.
Yes.
Unless they're like weirdly picky.
And this one is from Elizabeth.
Okay, so walk me through it, Ma.
Okay, so the first thing you have to do is get 2 cups of boiling water
Ah.
and pour it over one. Wait, let's do the oatmeal in the bowl first.
Okay.
Yeah.
This big bowl?
Yes, 1 cup of oatmeal in that bowl.
And we've got quick oats.
Yes, we have quick oats. Assuming or anticipating that people are going to wonder what's the difference between quick oats and instant oats. So the answer to that is that instant oats are normally flavored and they come in, boxes of individual little packets.
Right, like your apple cinnamon.
Yeah, so they always have added sugar and they cook more quickly because they've been rolled flatter than quick oats. Okay, so we need a cup of those oats in that big bowl. And a cup of butter. Oh, you know what? We need to set the
turn
oven temp and mention the fact that there's a pan involved in this.
Right, all sorts of things.
Yeah,
Okay,
the things
so
we normally.
what size of pan is it, Mom?
9 by 13.
And we sprayed and then lined it. And then what are we turning the oven on to?
350.
Well, that's the wrong button. Okay.
Okay, so meanwhile, back at the oatmeal and add a cup of butter.
And we're just going to use the little
Yeah,
indicators.
since it's a brand new brick of butter.
Yes. Don't call it a stick, because then you'll get confused. By
With that
Americans
American
and their
stick thing.
butter.
Yeah, that's very confusing.
Which Cora did once, do you remember?
Okay.
So Cora was making brownies, and it said 1 stick of butter. And so she put a whole
Oh
brick of
my
butter
gosh!
in. And then she took them out of the oven, and it had like butter icing. It had like that much butter floating on top of it.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. Gareth's brother ate them.
Well, so Alex ate them? Oh my goodness.
Should I cut this into smaller bits?
I would, yeah. Then it'll melt more easily. The whole thing here is we're hydrating the oats and melting the butter at the same time using 2 cups of boiling water, which is recently boiled at this stage.
It boiled just before we pressed record.
Yeah,
A lot of butter.
it is. It's a big cake.
Yeah.
Cakes normally have quite a lot of. I mean, it's got 4 eggs in it too, so I have made this as a layer cake actually,
Oh, really?
instead of as a as a
Flat.
pancake. Yeah, pan hyphen cake.
Yeah. But ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, not much different really.
Yeah, except you have to then layer
Yeah, put icing in the middle, etc.
the end bit that makes it.
That's true. But on the plus side, it cooks more quickly because it's in smaller pans. Okay, so now we need 2 cups of recently boiled water.
Okay, 2 cups of recently boiled water. Still very hot water.
Yes.
See? Steam.
Steam? Good.
Okay.
Okay. Pour it in there and stir after you've poured so that the butter can be encouraged to melt.
Just with like a wooden spoon?
Yeah.
There's nothing like butter and oatmeal. Throw some brown sugar on and
Well, yeah, and brown sugar is another one of the ingredients of this wonderful cake. Okay, so let it stand until the butter is melted and the mixture has cooled.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we can,
Do other things.
yeah, you could just put it on top. Oh no, it's not likely to cool if you put it on top of the.
Be in the way also.
Yeah. So we can stir together the dry ingredients right now. The dry ingredients are 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
The trusty flour thing.
Which has recently been refilled. Very satisfying, huh?
Mhm.
And then 8 tablespoons of cocoa. So I would suggest putting the cocoa through a small sieve on its way into that bowl.
Okay. Because it clumps.
Yeah, cocoa is a notorious clumper. That's fine. Yeah,
8 tablespoons.
8
is a lot.
tablespoons. Yeah, it's probably a bit more than a quarter cup, I'm guessing, but not as much as half a cup.
Oh, you can't really do that with cocoa, apparently. Because it's clumping.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Okay. So after that, we need to put in some baking soda and some baking powder. 2 teaspoons of each. Not a rising agent, eh?
And I feel like this bowl may not have been enough.
No, I think it'll be fine. You're just going to use a whisk to mix it all together, right? So.
And we're going to add it to the wet as opposed to the other way around.
No, I think we're adding the wet to it, but the wet is...
Yeah, but
No, you're right. We're adding it to the bigger bowl.
Good, because this bowl will not be big enough for
Yeah.
that.
I think I did pre-plan that,
Okay.
right? Okay, so 2 teaspoons each of baking soda and baking powder.
Yeah, that's a lot of leavening agent.
Well, the oatmeal is very heavy, so it needs quite a bit of leavening agent to get it up there.
2 teaspoons.
And then a quarter teaspoon of flour. Salt. Your actual salt.
Your actual salt.
That's not a quarter teaspoon, that's a half teaspoon.
Well, then why is it there?
Because I hadn't looked at the...
You hadn't gotten that far?
right.
So cute, the quarter teaspoon.
I
Look
know,
at it.
The 1/8 of a teaspoon is even cuter. Okay, so now we're going to use the whisk to carefully, mix that all together. Yeah. Just stir around. Oh. Let's have a look. Yeah, that would be it. Does that look thoroughly stirred? How's the bottom? Yeah, as you can see there.
Good question.
Yeah. Bottom is always a tricky bit, right? Oh yes, that's a good thing about a glass bowl.
You can look. Okay, I think that's good.
All right, so let's check this out.
It's definitely not cool.
No, stir it some more. I think we might have to walk away for a few
Yes,
minutes.
I think so as well. Alright, so the next step, now that this is not hot anymore.
And the butter's all melted.
So you want it to be not hot because we're putting in eggs and you don't want the eggs, you don't want scrambled eggs in your oatmeal. Right? 4 eggs, you said?
Yeah, 4. Oh, you don't have your apron on. Be
I don't
careful.
have my apron on!
Oh my goodness.
I almost wiped my hands on my pants.
Don't do that. You have to go into the office.
Oh, I'm not gonna wear this. Okay.
Okay, so that was 1, right?
1. Two. That's a lot of eggs. This little like egg well that we have in the middle.
Yeah, beat it together before you put in the brown sugar.
We have to be careful of over mixing.
No.
That's probably good, right? And then we just put in the brown sugar.
Yeah. So if you don't have to use an portable mixer like that, you could just
Hand.
yeah,
How much brown sugar?
2.5 cups.
That's a lot.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to have enough brown sugar.
No, I think we will. Think positive. Of course, I did make some butter tart squares the other day, which takes like 3 cups of brown sugar. We do have golden cane sugar that you can use if it's really a problem. looks like it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to,
Wait, well, we'll see.
because you're supposed to pack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I packed this pretty thoroughly. And then we're just going to scoop the golden cane sugar on top.
Yeah, it's not, as I said to you, it's not packable,
Yeah.
but it's got a bit more flavor than,
Right, that brown sugar kind of caramel
Yeah.
thing. We'll like dome it a little.
okay. Good. Then, mix that in.
I'm not going to leave it lidless.
Okay.
Knowing us, I'll leave the lid off and then it will get knocked off of the counter. Okay. And now we mix it all together.
Yeah, thoroughly.
Stupid right-handed mixer.
How is it right-handed, Caroline?
Well, it feels like it needs to be holding it on that side.
Yeah. Right, back to the recipe.
Yes.
And I think the next thing to do is to combine the dry ingredients. Yeah, done that. We did the ingredients, dry ingredients. We have to include also the chocolate chips in with the dry ingredients. It calls for 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup.
1/2 to 3/4 of a cup?
Yes.
What do we think, guys? 1/2, 3/4?
How chocolatey do you want it to be?
Very.
Well,
Okay.
a heaping Yeah, I think that's it.
And then whisk that in together?
We don't really need to, yeah, I guess.
Well, it needs to be stirred and...
Then you fold the dry ingredients into the oat/egg mixture until blended.
So we need a...
Folding normally requires that big metal wooden spoon, right?
Ah,
Because you're doing that wrist action thing.
metal wooden spoon.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So does it matter how much?
No, the whole shebang.
All of it at once?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're...
The wrist action. Yeah. Look at you. Excellent wrist action. Oops. Don't throw it out of the bowl. Please. Take from below and bring it up to the surface. Yeah.
Folding is the worst. It takes 8 ever.
That's twice as much as 4 ever. Okay. 8 ever. I'll have to remember that.
Sometimes I say 5 ever as well. But it's a little bit more than 4 ever.
But isn't 4 ever like infinite? Apparently not.
No, it's like when people are like, give 110%. There's no such thing.
Okay, let's have a look.
Well, some of the little like bubbles are still like that.
I think you could probably just stir now.
Okay.
Making sure you get it up from the bottom. Yeah, you're still carrying on. That's good. Yeah. Oh, you were doing your right hand before, weren't you?
Yes.
And look, here's your left hand. It's much less awkward looking.
Weird.
Wonder why that is, yeah.
Oh, guys,
There's
look
some
at this.
Yeah, eh? Goopy.
But you can't go wrong. Butter, eggs,
Brown sugar.
brown sugar, chocolate, oatmeal.
To make it healthy.
Okay.
Okay, so use your spatula to... Oops, sorry. There's your whole arm in the way. Yeah. And you can also use your spatula to just do a double check of the bottom. Yeah.
But since we added the dry to the wet, in theory that shouldn't be a problem.
That's true, except there might be extra wet on the bottom. Yeah. Okay, looks good. All right, now you're going to put it in there. Why don't you hold it on the other side?
Because this is the...
Oh, that's the side that you would use. Yeah, because you're left-handed. I forgot.
Because I'll be all weird and wobbly and miss on the other side.
There. Trying to give you a good look at
Well,
that.
you could always come around to the other side of
Oh,
you.
duh.
You are mobile.
Yes, except that you're... Yeah. There. Good. Oh, good job of
Well, you always complain about my poor
I do.
spatulating skills. Okay, good.
It looks good.
Okay, and it leveled itself off nicely.
Yes, because it's cake batter.
Okay, so we're just popping it in the oven.
Yes, for 40 to 45 minutes.
And our rack is in the middle.
Yes, it is.
Put it in 40 and check later. Hi guys. So the cake came out. This is what it looks like. We tested it with Pokey, and it came out clean.
Cocktail stick, you know.
Yeah. Toothpick.
Toothpick.
And we're letting it cool. Next step is we're making the icing. So we have 1/3 of a cup of butter
In a saucepan.
in a saucepan. That's all I heard. What's next?
Oh, a cup of brown sugar.
Okay. We have to go to the store and get more brown sugar. But since I had already been to the grocery store this morning, thought it would be irresponsible to go again.
So what did you do?
So I went to the convenience store. And they had brilliant yellow sugar.
As opposed to dark brown sugar.
Yeah, which behaves very much the same way as brown.
Well, yeah.
And then a cup, you said?
Uh-huh. Why don't you decant it into the brown sugar container?
Keep it? I wasn't sure. You were making judgy noises about it not being dark brown.
It is what it is, right? It's a good thing it's going to be, yeah, melted, huh? Is it really hard?
No.
Okay.
It's just, been in that shape for a while.
Yes.
Squish.
So packed brown sugar.
There we go, packed brown sugar.
Wink.
1 cup.
And I think it's 1/3 of a cup of milk. Let's just check. 1/3 of a cup of milk.
1/3 of a cup of milk.
Which is probably not on there. It's on the other one. Oh, use a dry cup measure. 1/3 of a cup there.
Okay. I think I have 1/4 of a cup. Okay, 1/3 of a cup of milk.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
So stir it together over low heat for 3 minutes.
Okay. So we've got here what I like to call a sweet gravy.
Sure does look like
Doesn't
gravy.
it look like gravy?
Yeah.
And we're transferring it to a glass bowl because we need it to cool a bit before we add in the icing sugar. And so being in a glass bowl helps things cool down quicker. Physics and stuff. Chemistry? I don't know. Science.
Science.
Science reasons.
Yes. So are you going to put it in the fridge?
Do we want to do that? Will the butter solidify?
Not within the next half hour, so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So we'll put it
If you can find somewhere to put
here
it.
by the leeks.
Yummy. Okay.
Okay, so it's cooled. And now we're adding a cup of icing sugar.
Uh-huh.
A lot of icing sugar.
With icing sugar, it's not an exact science.
Okay, it's in.
Okay, without put the beaters in, but without turning on the electricity, stir it a bit so that we don't get the explosion thing,
I don't think it's going to make any difference.
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you only did every other, like,
What are you filming?
you weren't thorough.
We said icing sugar isn't an exact science.
I know, but we don't want to waste. Right?
Yes?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, and now what?
And pour it over the top of the cake.
Whilst it's still in the pan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright. I got it.
We'll have you? Okay.
The wrong hand.
Yes.
Because you were all... Like, I'm gonna drop this bowl, is what we're...
Oh, yeah. So this is a chocolate cake with caramel icing. Yum!
And it's like a dulce de leche icing, right? Like it's sweetened milk. The old offset spatula. So that it spreads around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it forms into like a little, it gets a little crust, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. If we leave it long enough, but we're going to mukbang pretty soon,
I'm gonna
right?
eat it. Because I have to go to work.
Well, you're
I mean,
working
I'm
now.
working right now.
You have to go into the office. Okay?
I think so. Do you think so?
I think so. Childhood memories, right?
Okay. Hi. Fork Ma. Alright, we're sharing a piece because we always regret having our own. They look yummy. The icing's still a little dribbly, but we are prepared with our glasses of milk. Okay.
You go first. I'm scared.
It's
Did you almost blow on it?
no. I forgot about the chocolate chips. Yeah. Really chocolatey.
It's got a lovely texture.
Mm-hmm.
It's fluffy, but it's also
Not.
moist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from the oatmeal. You can think of it as being a healthy dessert. Can't you?
I suppose. I don't know why you would want a healthy dessert when the unhealthy ones are so good.
But this is really good.
It's really good. Really good.
I know you're not a big fan of cake.
I'm not really a cake person.
I like cake.
That's alright. I find cake kind of boring.
That's what I say about this. Is it's a chocolate cake with a caramel icing.
Mm-hmm. For a cake, it's interesting. It's got
Got a little tiny bit of
interesting texture.
chew. Yeah.
Yeah. More so than your regular, just like
Oh, I really
plain
like
chocolate
it.
cake.
Hence the reason why I asked my friend Elizabeth for it. The recipe, I mean. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The icing is delicious, though. Now, milk. Okay, so recipe is in the description. It's very good, and you can make it as like a layer cake. You just don't cook it as long.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be a nice kind of like, you know, with the drip icing down the
Oh,
side.
yes. And this icing would
We'll
drip
do that
really
really now.
nicely.
Yeah, yeah.
So, try it. It's quite easy to do.
Mm-hmm. Post your pictures if you try it in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.